Assalamualaikum everyone. Today you are going to apply blending technique and also cross-hatching technique. First, let's look at blending technique. Right, use your compass to draw a circle. Now I'm identifying the light source. The cast shadow should be opposite the light source. I'm drawing a contour that is following the shape of the circle. And I'm applying the darkest value on the cast shadow first. And then slowly it goes from darker to lighter and lighter and lighter. Now I take my cotton buds and then I scrub from the darkest towards the lightest, creating a very light effect. I'm adding even more cast shadow and using my cotton buds to create the blending technique. Now I'm applying the value to the circle that I just drew. Right, so we all know that the area which is farthest from the light source is the darkest. And if you notice, I'm not using a straight line to add value. Instead, I'm following the shape of the circle. So slowly, I'm building the value from the darkest to the lightest. The transition from the darkest to the lightest should not be too far, which means, let's say the darkest area you use value number 8. The next one should be value number 7. And then it should go to the lighter and lighter value. At the highlight area, you leave the area white. Now use your cotton bud to blend in all the value. You can use tissue or you can use finger. Right, add more darker value at the bottom to create contrast. Again, blend it. Blend all over the circle. Next, we are going to see how we apply cross-hatching to the circle. So I have identified the light source and drawn the cast shadow. Again, the area that is farther from the light should be the darkest. So I'm adding the darkest value first, and then slowly adding the lighter value and lighter value as the cast shadow moves out from the object. Right, so I'm erasing around the cast shadow because cast shadow shouldn't have an outline. Now I'm drawing the contour line following the shape of the circle. I'm adding hatching first at the bottom area that is closest to the cast shadow. Even the hatching line is not straight. I'm following the shape of the circle. Now comes the cross hatching. Right, so I'm adding the value to be the darkest because it is the most farther from the light source. Okay, so you keep on adding more lines to make the area darker. So I'm working even darker area as it is close to the cast shadow. Now working on the second layer, I add hatching lines first. Again, the hatching lines are not straight. It's following the shape of the circle. Then I add the cross hatching. Notice the value. It's not so far from the darker of the first layer. Right, so the transition should not be too far, which means let's say for the darker area I choose value number 8. The second layer should be value number 7 and 6 and 5 and so on. Okay, I'm adding more cross-hatching. Now I'm erasing some of the highlight area because it's closer to the light. Adding more lighter cross-hatching. And now working on the darker area to create contrast.